Hey all, I can't really see you, but I'd like to imagine that I could see you. I just thought I would take a little bit of time and set you up with a little something before I go into a little more information about our start in May. So hopefully this year is not a replay of last year. So if you have a chair or a coffee table, usually is a good approximate height of this, and you have a strap. I'm getting ahead of myself, I'm very excited. So half your strap, and we're going to use the assist of the surface, this higher surface, and essentially just find your Tadasana feet, your mountain pose, and we're going to lift a foot. I've got my right foot, as you can see, and we're going to put the strap across the bottom. So holding the strap pretty firmly in both hands, begin to slide the foot forward and create an angle with the back leg and the back of the body. Draw the arms in closer to the body, and then get a sense that the chin is lower than the corner of the jaw, and that we're going to reach with the back of the head, the back of the body, and really in our mind's eye find this angle that is all in alignment with itself, right? So the back of the body is this nice, sort of perfect angle in our mind. And then we'll begin to draw down with this higher foot, right, into the surface, and really think about that big right toe mound, okay? And then think about the back foot. So spread it across the surface of the mat and really ground into the back of the heel area. Okay, so we're just going to start to tug on this strap and try not to have our wrists really floppy. Try to have them firm, and then again, think about the angle of the underarm, right? The bottom of the forearm and the top of the hand, the roof of the hand. So really focus on grounding evenly through the feet. It's a little easier with one, and then draw that right thigh into the hip socket. And so keep breathing and grounding, and then widening across the back, maybe leveling the shoulders. Deep breath in, and then on the exhale, let the hands just go to the top of the chair and sort of draw forward a little more. So if you see my knee, my right knee, it's over my ankle. And so I'm just letting go of some of the pressure, and I might just now be focusing on not grounding through the legs, but widening across specifically the tops of the shoulders, and then leveling. And so what I'm going to focus on now is loosening my back knee, the long leg, and on an inhale, coming back with the strap, drawing inward with the inside of the arms closer to the body. And we're not locking that right knee, we're drawing the kneecap up towards the right hip, and we might level the ball of the foot. So take a big breath in, get really tall. So I was sort of crouching forward. So really think again that you have that other leg underneath you, and you're just standing nice and tall, and you can extend the arms as I'm doing, draw the shoulders open. And on the exhale, go forward, grounding more into that back leg, back heel. And on the inhale, coming back up again. So it's exhale, inhale, coming long again. And so now we're going to focus a little more intently on drawing the ball of the foot towards the shin. Exhaling, inhaling, lengthening, drawing that right hip perhaps in line with the left hip, and again, exhale, release. Take about 3 sets of breath here. Breath in, exhale it out, firming the belly. Exhale in, and exhale out. One more breath in, and exhale it out. Then release. And maybe we'll just sort of pedal out the feet a little bit, and then just relax the legs. So getting the sense of what's happening underneath the feet, and then through the expanse of the legs where perhaps that right hip hits the right joint, right? So just these areas of sort of question and notation and analysis. Taking some breath in, widening the chest, and then maybe thinking about the pelvis in relation to the chest in more of a way that has to do with sensation versus actual thought. So what's happening? Really the experience of what are you feeling, where you might feel some pressure as the torso and the back is uneven with our own sort of anatomical, right, differences. And then we'll take a breath in and we'll lift this left foot and bring it again to the surface of the chair. And you might need to make some adjustments, that's okay. Some of us have some issues going on with ankles and feet and hips. So just paying attention, taking your time, and again, it may take some different adjustments. So we're going to draw up on the strap, and again, think about left knee over ankle, creating some tension in the strap and maybe straightening the wrist. Yeah, sometimes it's easy to forget words, especially since we've had almost a year where we've barely had conversation. I know for me, not a lot of conversation happening outside of work. So you can get really tight and bear down with that left foot, right foot, and then again, work for that angle of the back of the body. Dropping the chin, really getting a sense that you're reaching up with the back of the head, squaring the shoulders, perhaps the hips. So always a little more acuity on the other side. Finding breath. And you could even let go if you want to, if you don't want to exert a lot. And then we're going to exhale and again, hold on to the top of the chair. And here again, we get more into the stretch. So as we reach forward, and you may need to slide the right foot a little closer to the back of the chair so the knee is over the ankle and you get more of a deepened stretch in that back hamstring on the right side. So again, just noticing, and then you may pay some attention to your right toes. So if you could try to ground a little more through the mound of the big toe, and then work a little in conjunction with the back of the heel, and then maybe over to the right base of the baby toe. So creating some pattern, and again, some intention and a real conscious rooting into wherever you are, usually trying to link everything. And then we're going to exhale and draw back. So even if the strap sort of falls apart a little, don't worry. Exhale forward. Inhale back, and here again we think about sort of leveling the pelvis, leveling the chest. Exhale forward. I believe we did about 6 of these. Exhaling back. Inhaling forward. Exhaling back. And one more time forward. Finding breath, and then exhale, release, release. And then again, we might now pedal out, but let the feet get wide. And we may just keep the strap in our hands and go up. So there's real lifting of the shoulders, a real sense that there's some drawing apart of the hands, and just being careful too, because sometimes this can be too much for our shoulders. So if you're limited, frozen shoulder syndrome, all kinds of injuries, right? Aging bodies. So just finding a level where you can go up without doing anything extreme. And then draw your navel center up and back. Okay? So a little bit of tipping of the pelvis. And then ground with the feet. So I'm not really paying attention to how my toes are pointing. I can sense that they're sort of outward. If you're more straight with the toes, let's really draw the feet, the toes, a little more outward and see what that feels like. How does that compromise our balance? And then where again, under the surface of the foot, can we work, right, to create that sort of unison and sharing of the grounding between the feet, right? So we create that nice kind of harmony. And that sort of distracts you from these arms that might be getting pretty heavy. And then exhale and release. Release. And then turn the right foot towards the left. So a little bit of a changing, almost like we were going into a triangle. And then sort of walk the left foot in the direction of the right foot turns. And you might need to turn the left foot a little more. So it's changing the dial. And so we can do this a few times, walking the right foot first towards the left, and then left foot turns, and then again, right foot might need to adjust just a little more, that extra. And then just moving back and forth like this. And so as we're doing it, now let's be a little more conscious of our core. And then again, what shifts? What is harder? Again, if balance, even little minute kind of movements like this, right? They do ask a lot of us. And then come on back. Very good. All right, and then I'm just going to use my chair and formally have a conversation. Okay, so I actually meant to do this last Saturday, and I know some printed media has gone out, so you guys all know we always start the first Saturday. Well, we don't always. I guess last year was a big change or break from that, but we do plan on starting on May 1st at 8 o'clock. So tune into the website lizzrrd.com. And if there is rain, I am more than likely going to be doing the Zoom link so that we can still have our ceremonial gathering and moving. It won't be quite as lush and wonderful since it's not in the park, but there are some changes, as we know, in the park and with the township, with the sale of the school, and there's some legal wranglings and things that are going on. So there's also some pickleball lines that are going on to the courts. So hopefully we still have a lot of our peace and tranquility up there with our early start. And that's pretty much it. Always feel free to send me email. I know that I do miss email a lot of the times. Sometimes there are some bizarre things that happen with my box, and also I'm not so good at always filtering things. So my apologies if you have sent me things and I have not gotten it. But that's about it. I hope you all are well. Lots of thoughts about so many yogis, and hopes that everyone is well and has been well. And many of us have lost some very dear folks this past year with COVID. But lots of good things still happen too. And so anyway, the hope is that we all have healing and can come together and sort of embrace one another from afar. And that's it. So tune in, and hopefully we'll start on May 1st.